You ever look at a ridiculously successful company and just wonder, how in the world do they do it? Well, it turns out behind every single big brand, there's a detailed blueprint, a master plan. And today, we're going to deconstruct that blueprint, the marketing plan. It's the engine that drives all that success.
I mean, really think about it for a second. What on earth does an airline have in common with a 24/7 sports network? Or a tech giant with a fast food chain? They're in completely different universes, but they all absolutely dominate. So is it just dumb luck, or is there some secret sauce they're all using?
So here's the thing. The secret isn't some magic silver bullet. It's a powerful, multi-layered strategic plan. From the 30,000-foot view of the corporate vision, all the way down to the tiniest marketing detail, every single decision is connected. That's what puts companies like United and ESPN in the same league. It's all about strategic alignment.
All right, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with the big picture, marketing strategy. Then we're going to zoom in on the corporate mission. After that, we'll see how big companies organize for growth. Then we'll really get into the nuts and bolts of the marketing plan. And finally, we'll connect all the dots, from plan to profit.
Okay, first up, marketing strategy. Before you can plan any move, you absolutely have to understand the big picture. You know, the 30,000-foot view.
Let's make this super simple with an analogy. I want you to think of your company's strategy like you're planning a massive road trip. Now, before you even think about what car you're going to take or what snacks to pack, what is the absolute first thing you need? A destination, right?
Well, in the business world, that destination, that's the corporate mission. This is the first and honestly the most critical piece of the entire puzzle. It defines the whole purpose of the journey.
So what even is a mission statement really? It's the organization's fundamental purpose. But here's the key. It's not about making money. That's a result of the mission, not the mission itself. The mission is what the company truly wants to get done in the world. It's the North Star that guides every single decision.
Let's make this real. Take United Airlines. Their mission is not to fly planes. Come on, that's just a task. Their mission is to connect people and unite the world. Whoa, see the difference? One is a job description, the other is a genuine purpose. And that broad, inspiring purpose is what gives the whole company its direction.
But look, not all mission statements are good. The great ones aren't just a bunch of fluffy words on a wall. They have to be market-oriented, meaning they focus on what customers need. They've got to be realistic, but also super motivating. And this one's huge. They have to be built on what the company is already awesome at, its distinctive competencies.
Okay, so we've got our destination, the mission. Fantastic. Now, how are we going to get there? For a big company, you can't just pile everyone into one car. No way. You need a whole fleet of vehicles, and each one is designed for a specific part of the journey. This is where organizing for growth comes in.
And this is where we meet a kind of corporate-sounding term, the Strategic Business Unit, or SBU for short. Just think of an SBU as a specific division or a product line within the bigger company. Each SBU is like a different vehicle in our road trip fleet, and each one has its own little trip to make that helps the whole convoy move forward. And here's a really important distinction you gotta get. The main corporate strategy, that sets the final destination for the entire convoy. The SBU strategy, on the other hand, is the specific route planning for just one of those vehicles. They all have to work together, but their plans are made separately.
This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Over here, you've got Panasonic's huge corporate mission, Ideas for Life. It's broad, it's inspiring. And then, boom, right next to it, that's one of their SBUs, Toughbook. It's got its own, way more specific mission, building super rugged laptops for people working in the craziest environments.
So let's recap. We have our destination, the mission. We have our vehicle, the SBU. What's missing? We need the turn-by-turn directions. And that, my friends, is the marketing plan. It's the detailed GPS that guides each and every SBU, moment by moment.
The marketing guru Philip Kotler just nailed it when he called the marketing plan the central instrument. You have to understand, this isn't some dusty report that just sits on a shelf. No, it's a living, breathing playbook for literally everything the marketing team does.
So what's actually in this playbook? Well, it follows a pretty logical flow. You start with analysis. You know, a classic SWOT analysis to understand your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Then, based on that, you set some really clear objectives. From there, you develop the broad strategy. And then comes the fun part, the specific tactics, the famous 4 Ps: product, price, place, and promotion.
And of course, you need a budget to pay for it all and controls to make sure you're actually on the right track. Let's just zoom in on those tactics for a second, because you see them every single day. The next time you walk into any retail store, just stop and look around. You are literally standing inside a living, breathing marketing mix. The clothes, that's the product. The little tag on them, that's the price. The store itself is the place. And all those cool displays, that's the promotion. It's all working together.
All right, time to bring it all home. We've gone from that huge 30,000-foot view of a mission statement all the way down to the nitty-gritty tactics you see in a store. Let's connect all these dots and see how this blueprint actually drives profit.
This lays it all out pretty perfectly. You can see how it all just cascades down. It starts at the very top with the corporate mission. That mission flows down and informs the objectives for each SBU. Then those objectives help shape the overall strategy for a product, which finally tells you what tactics to use day to day. It's a perfect waterfall of decisions. And here it is. If you only remember one thing from all of this, please make it this. For the road trip to work, every single level must be aligned. Your GPS route, the marketing plan, has to be programmed for the right final destination, the corporate mission. If those two things don't match up, you're just going to end up lost. Simple as that.
So we'll leave you with this. You've probably heard that famous saying, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Well, what we just deconstructed is the very blueprint that turns those massive corporate wishes into profitable realities. So the only question left to ask is, what's your plan?